Hello everybody, welcome back to the Macrocast, your source for news and entertainment, with the minds behind Macro Records, or should I say Mind. Downlow'd is out once again this week. He's still in New York. He sends his best to all you lovely listeners. And Watch Out Loud is recovering from a 50-hour marathon stream. I think he may have gone longer, I don't know. So, it is just me this week. Probably going to be a little bit of a shorter episode, but I still have a few things that I want to talk about. First, in macro news, the track that you're hearing before this podcast is Mike P, The Love I Lost. It is not out today, but it's out a week from today. The reason we're having it, previewing it this week is because we have two releases next Monday, one of which is this one, Mike P, Love I Lost, and the newest single from Downlow'd himself, Systems Corrupted, and you'll be able to hear that before the podcast next week. Not sure if Downlow'd is going to be back in time, or if I'm going to be doing another solo podcast, but chances are if he's not here, I will be with Watch Out Loud next week, and he'll be helping me host the Macrocast. In other macro news, our shop is up and running, shop.thisismacro.com. We still currently have a special, I'm using air quotes here. Sorry, there is no video podcast either this week. You'll just be getting the audio feed. It'll be on YouTube, but you won't be seeing actual video this week. Our store is up and running, shop.thisismacro.com, and we're still running a somewhat of a special, free shipping on any orders until we fix it. So, go get your shirts now while you can still get free shipping. A little bit of music news this week. Download likes to joke that our podcast is only about Paris Hilton and Deadmau5, and we have a little more Paris Hilton news this week. She recently won a DJ award at the NRJ DJ Awards, and she was presented with the Woman's Newcomer of the Year. And here's a picture. You can see Bob Sinclair presenting her the award. I wonder, I mean, he looks a little bit awkward there. I don't know if he agrees with that. But yeah, Paris Hilton won an award, and she's apparently the Woman's Newcomer of the Year. And good for you, Paris. I guess keep doing what you're doing. We've yet to have a Deadmau5 rebuttal on this, but I'd be interested to hear what he has to say. In other music news, Pete Tong, if you don't know Pete Tong, he's famous for his radio show, which has been going on at least 10 years, if not longer. He's known for, discovering Deadmau5. Speaking of Deadmau5, he's known for discovering him. He recently compiled a list of 25 dance tracks, both classic and recent, and they're some of his favorites. We'll just go through real quick. I think we'll do the top 10. Number 1, Daft Punk, Around the World, radio edit. I tend to agree with that. I mean, I wouldn't place that number 1, but it'd be high up there. It's a great song. Number 2, Calvin Harris, Feel So Close, the radio edit. Number 3, David Guetta, Titanium, featuring Sia. Number 4, Swedish House Mafia, Don't You Worry Child, the radio edit, featuring John Martin. Number 5, Eric Pride's Call on Me. This is one of my favorite dance tracks ever. I honestly think this probably could have been number 1, but, I'll defer to Pete Tong's judgment on that one. Number 5 sounds good to me. The Shapeshifters, number 6, The Shapeshifters' Lola's Theme radio edit. Number 7, U2, Even Better Than the Real Thing, the Perfecto mix. Number 8, Black Box, Right on Time, massive mix. Number 9, Ultra Nate, Free Mood Ill Swing. I don't know this track, so I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Number 10, Tim Deluxe, It Just Won't Do, featuring Sam Obernick, radio edit. And here, let's just go ahead and list all of these. 11, CeCe Rogers, Someday. 12, Frankie Knuckles, Your Love, featuring Jamie Principle. 13, Mark Knight and Funk Agenda, Mad with the Red Face, club mix. 14, JD, Plastic Dreams, radio edit. 15, Rhythm is Rhythm, Strings of Life. 16, Zombie Nation, Kerncraft 4000. That's a solid, representation of dance music. I feel like that could have been a little higher up as well. 17, Cassius, Feeling for You. 18, Double 99, Rip Groove. 19, Azito de Base, Doomsnight, Timo Moss radio edit. 20, The Chemical Brothers, Block Rockin' Beats radio edit. And it goes on. Well, this said 25 tracks, but it looks like he's got 62 tracks here. If you want, go to DJ Mag and get the full story. You can, see what the rest of the tracks are. 60 tracks, man. A lot of tracks. And Pete Tong is a respected guy in the dance music community, so he's a good source to go to, figure out what some of these classics mean to dance music and why they're so important. So that's all we have for music news this week. Just real quick, in TV news, Carol Ann Susie has passed away. Very sad. She is known for her, her role on The Big Bang Theory, which it was always an off-screen role, but her voice is very, very iconic. And if you don't know, she's Mrs. Wolowitz, Howard's mother on The Big Bang Theory. It's very sad to see her go, and it makes me sad to think that we're never going to be, hearing Mrs. Wolowitz screaming again on The Big Bang Theory. It is really sad. According to this article, the writers are trying to figure out what they're going to do, in terms of how the show is going to continue without her. Even though she wasn't an on-screen role and she wasn't really a regular on the series, she still played a very, very important part. And, I mean, it's gotten less so since Howard married Bernadette, but with these past, 5 or 6 episodes, she's been playing a big part of it, especially, spoiler alert, she's been, has her relationship with Stuart, the guy who owns the comic book store, and it's kind of a weird relationship. I think it was 2 episodes ago, where she's under the impression that she is dating Stuart. I don't know, it's really weird. But it seems like we're not going to see that side of the story fleshed out anymore, which is also really sad. She was 62 years old, and she passed away of cancer. Really sad. There was also another death in Hollywood, I guess you could say. DM Brown, who was formerly I think she was on Real World, one of the Real World, and she went on to do Real World Road Rules Challenge. DM Brown, she passed away at 32 from cancer as well, and our hearts go out to her family. It's also really sad. She has been documenting her fight with cancer for the past 5 or 6 years, actually the past 4 years, I think. And she was able to get rid of the cancer, and she was a survivor twice over. It's really sad to see her go, and it's just another awful story we have to talk about this week. And sorry, we'll get away from some of that, and let's talk Suicide Squad. Do you know Margot Robbie? And I'm not sure what she's from. Let me see if I can find it. She has been cast as Harley Quinn in the new screen adaptation of the Suicide Squad. I think this is a good choice. I mean, she's kind of got the look for it. Once we see her in full Harley Quinn mode, it should be a little more interesting to see. She's been in The Wolf of Wall Street, a couple other TV shows. I mean, she hasn't really done much, so I'm interested to see what she does with this role and, who she is as an actor. She's only 2 years older than me, so she is really young. Interesting to see. Another story. We're kind of getting more on the superhero movie stuff. I'm not sure if this is true, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Apparently, they're making a movie about Aunt May. And for those of you who don't know, that's Peter Parker's aunt. I don't know how I feel about this. This sounds like a horrible idea. Apparently, her story has been fleshed out a lot in the comics. What if, I'm looking at this here, what if Aunt May became a superhero? The Invincible Golden Oldie. Apparently, there's a comic where Aunt May is gifted powers by Galactus, and she becomes the Invincible Golden Oldie. I don't know how I feel about this, but that's pretty awesome. There's also one called the Astonishing Ant, ANT-AUNT. Funny little play on words there. She is also anti-freeze. None of these, in my opinion, are worthy of an actual movie. But I guess, I don't know, we'll see what happens with that. We'll keep you posted and let you know as we find out any more information about it. Finally, this is our last story. I know it's been a short episode, but I'm all alone this week, so I don't have too much to talk about with you guys, and I don't really have anyone to riff off me, so it's what you're hearing is what you get. So, recently, BBC released a new trailer for the Doctor Who Christmas special this year. We've talked about it a couple times before on the podcast, where Nick Frost is playing Santa Claus. So let's go ahead and take a listen.
Stop. Seriously, you're Father Christmas. You're real.
Of course I'm real.
How can you not be real?
Huh? How do you think those presents got under the tree every year? By magic.
Well, I thought it was my mum and
Dad.
Oh! Well, of course it was.
I mean, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, your mum and dad, one day a year, for no particular reason, just out of the blue, suddenly decide to give you a great big pile of presents.
No, because they love you so much. It's a lovely story, dear.
Yeah, but it's time to start living in the real world, yeah?
Okay. Right. Clara Oswald mostly favours travel book science kits, strict ban on hair products, marginal for naughty list 93. Believer until the age of 9. Why did you stop?
Because you're a fairy tale. I grow out of fairy tales.
Did you, Clara? Did you really?
Clara, I want you to step inside the TARDIS. I don't want you to talk. I want you to do as I ask, please.
I was good with the fox.
Not often we get staged on a rooftop.
Yes. I'm really here. I'm back. Now get inside the TARDIS. I know what this is. I know what's happening. And I know what's at stake.
I don't think you do, Doctor. But I promise before this Christmas day is done, you will be glad of my help.
Happy Easter.
Who likes it like that? Be sure to save some room for a tangerine, Doctor.
Nobody likes the tangerines.
Oh man, this is gonna be really awesome. I'm really, really looking forward to that Doctor Who Christmas special this Christmas. Oh man, I'm really excited now. Well, that's our show. Once again, I apologize for it being such a short show, but you know how it is. Next week, you'll either hear I'll be back again, or I'll have Watch Out Loud with me. And then hopefully the week after that, Download will be back. We'll be back to the podcast as normal, and we look forward to it. If you enjoyed the podcast, please don't forget to go leave us a review and rate us on iTunes. It greatly helps us, and it helps other people find the show as well. And if you enjoyed the show, don't forget to go to thisismacro.com. It's the hub for all things Macro Records, our blog, Let's Play, podcast, music, and everything else. Quick reminder as well, we currently have a, quasi special running on our store, shop.thisismacro.com. Free shipping until we get it fixed, so go buy your shirts now. Thanks for listening, guys. See you next week.